lot of things going on worldwide that are not tied to gold directly, but indirectly. And of course, the first is the announcement that the U.S. Federal Reserve has had to buy now $2.5 trillion of our debt. As interest rates go up and bonds go down, then there's less liquidity because people don't want to get on a sinking ship. And certainly bonds look like a sinking ship as they continue to go down as the Fed raises interest rates. And almost certainly with a 90% probability, the Fed will raise interest rates this month in March, and that's going to send bonds down more. And as bonds roll over, because we're not paying anything off, our debt just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So what we just came out with to see is that the Fed is having to buy the bonds, which means they have to print more money, pay interest on that money, and run our debt up. Do you realize when we just hit 20 trillion, we're already at 20.6 trillion, and now the Japanese and Chinese have between 2.5 and 3 trillion of our debt. And now the Federal Reserve, because individuals and corporations own federal bonds, they own 2.5 trillion. So all of a sudden, 6 trillion of the 20.5 trillion is owned by the Fed, the Chinese, and the Japanese. And it's going to get worse. We now see the debt, the interest on the debt going over $500 billion. That's $500 billion just on the debt, on the interest. The debt is, when Obama was in the 8 years, the debt doubled from under 10 to nearly $20 trillion in just an 8-year period that took from George Washington through Bush Jr. to get Obama doubled it. Now Trump in his first year is running up another 600 and something billion dollars, but at least it's less than $1 trillion. Okay, that affects gold dramatically because it affects the value of the dollar. We're also hearing not only rumbles, but sales coming out of Asia and Singapore in that area that huge gold sales are taking place. Central banks are buying. There's something big up. And certainly my belief is it's a gold-backed cryptocurrency, not a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin where it's fiat. You've got to have confidence in it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's not backed by anything except confidence. It can still go up. It can still be a store of value, but it doesn't have gold or guarantee behind it. When it comes out, we already know that Australia, Canada, and England, their refineries are looking at developing a gold-backed cryptocurrency, as are several other firms we know of. When this comes, there's going to be a scramble for gold, because when billions of dollars go out of the banking system and into cryptocurrency backed by gold, the physical gold's got to be bought. And as it's bought, you're going to see two things. You're going to see the price of gold go up, and you're going to see the premium, the cost of what it costs me as a dealer to buy, which is passed on to you. So when I buy, I pay spot plus premium. When you buy, you pay cost plus premium plus commission. So watch this developing. Gold went up 9.9 in 2016, 12.6 in 2017, is already up over 2% in 2018. I look for a bigger performance than last year in gold as it continues to march. In my opinion, gold is the most important investment in the world, not only for store value, confidentiality, portability, because it's easier to move than silver. We now have a cryptocurrency. It's going to be much harder, not to say there never will be a cryptocurrency backed by silver, but it's much harder because the weight of it. The storage fees alone can be dramatic. And for the ones of you that don't know, we have the lowest storage fees in the world and can store your metals in Delaware, Texas, Toronto, Canada, Singapore, or Cayman Islands. So if you don't know about our cloud hard asset storage program, you need to write and we'll send you a brochure, because it's the lowest storage rate in the world. for an individual. So these things just keep developing. The Chinese yuan is backed by gold, is rumored to be within 3 or 4 months of hitting the market. So there's all kinds of incredible things. Our inflation numbers are now rising as we print more and more money and raise the debt. Further, we're now at 20.5 trillion. It's just going to keep growing to where it's expected by 2028. Our debt will be bigger than the GDP. There's never been a country in the history of the world survived their currency that did that. And we will not be the first. And it will not take 10 years to get there. It may take 6 or 7, but it won't take 10, but everything could be in shambles long before that happens. So if you haven't talked to us, we got several super specials right now, gold and silver, that we'll be happy to send you and talk to you about. You can reach us at 800-247-2812. That's 800-247-2812. And if you want to get a gold and silver, fiscal gold and silver backed IRA, we can help you work on that by getting a custodian. We can work as your representative and your dealer, but we cannot be the custodian. So if you'll give us a call and you want to roll over part of your 401k to a self-directed precious metals IRA, we can help you with that. So hopefully getting back on stream, and we have a lot developing that we'll be talking about over the next several weeks. With this week's Precious Metals Market Update, this is Tom Cloud signing out.